If you're interested in a little natural history, just outside Fort Worth, there's a Dinosaur Valley Park. Well, here, if you can't tell, or out there, I'm at Dinosaur State Park. Basically what it comes down to is this park is where they have dinosaur fossils. Fossils. They are actually dinosaur tracks. The big thing here is they had, I guess in millions of years ago, there was an ancient river. It was muddy, and or Brontosaurus or whatever walked down it. And then there happened to be a meat eater walked like next to it and might even attacked. So this is actually quite famous. I actually did know of this. I just didn't know it was in Texas and here. I knew this discovery occurred. I just didn't know it was here. So I guess we'll go see what was able to be seen. Okay, so here we are at two life-size models of dinosaurs. Those models there are actually from the 1965 World's Fair, and apparently they were donated here. Now, this is a little misleading because those are not the two dinosaurs, have no tracks here. The two dinosaurs that have tracks here that they're talking is Sauroposeidon and Acrocanthosaurus. That's the something else, and that's also that's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, king of the giant lizards. That would be the size of that. And that is the Arthropodosaurus. So neither of those dinosaurs made tracks here. Is it just me, or do I feel like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park was bigger? Maybe it's just me. Okay, king of the lizard, king of hill people. And other models were too bad no one made like a, well, maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe they do have a. So go this way. Looks easier. So you can go kayaking here. But the big thing here is the dinosaur tracks, and unfortunately, all the dinosaur tracks are under that water. I guess they can really be seen a lot better in a few months when the river dries up. Right now they are underwater. Maybe the water's clear enough I can see some, but they were telling me in some of these markers back there that this find that was made like in the 70s was huge. The reason why it was huge was the fact that up until that point, dinosaurs were thought to have been slow-moving, stupid creatures. Very cumbersome, solitary even. And the tracks here, a lot of the tracks were basically in like large groups. So they found out that they're actually herd animals. Oh yeah, I think I can. But I doubt it's going to come out in the camera, but I think you can see it. So yeah, according to what they say, this river dries up in like July and August, and it lays bare all the tracks that are right underneath there. And the big thing here is that apparently there's a whole group of whatever they were, the big plant-eating animals that walked along here. What people got from it is that they were herd animals, and they were efficient walkers because their strides were close together. So their legs were directly underneath them, and they didn't need water to help them. So, okay. Yeah, so apparently after it dries up, they have to go out and clean the mud out of the tracks so that you people can see them. Yeah, that's the unfortunate, you know, sometimes the time doesn't really work with you, but this park is really, really cheap, so I didn't really mind paying the $7 to get in. Yeah, they said this was monumental. This changed a lot of people's thinkings about dinosaurs. There was an even discovery not too long ago that they found like that dinosaurs might have had some form of an early version of a feather. So let's keep moving. Yeah, here's where it shows 2009 they found a whole slew of dinosaur tracks down there. But you can only see it during the months that river's dry. Then you can hike up and down it. Here's the Storian stone, the Arthrochanosaurus, and the Sauronerpus. So this is the actual spot. This is going to be right about where the tracks were found. Here it kind of explains what this was: an inlet sea 150 million years ago. An inlet sea, just like that. And this would have been kind of like a marshland. And they were stepping in mud, which eventually would become sedimentary rock. Which again, of course, would be found years and years and years and years later. Yeah, I guess in early years, dinosaur hunting was really, really big because you could actually get famous pretty damn quick by trying to describe what these things were. Not much was known about them, and obviously paleontology was a really, really new field. And most of it was just guesswork because they didn't even know really kind of natural creatures, so. Yeah, it's pretty much dead because it's a weekday. The river's still here, so not a lot you can do. Caution, wet rocks are slick. Well, see the tracks and stay dry. Well, signs of ancient times. 105 million years ago, a small herd of plant-eating dinosaurs fled along the ancient shoreline. Their mortal enemy, a 2-foot meat-eating dinosaur, pursued close on their heels. The evidence: the passage was buried in stone. They don't know if they actually. Like the attack actually occurred. You can only speculate because it involves them knowing more. So like these kind of footprints, these are the herbivore. This was the carnivore. Now the carnivore had a like a foot long. His footprint was like a foot long, which actually makes it comparable to mine, except it was also a foot wide, which means it could support a whole lot more weight than mine, than what I am currently boasting. So, from the thing saying that like it was probably like 8-9 feet tall, probably weighed somewhere in the 700-800 pound area. So, right across from me on that ledge there, that's where I guess some tracks are, and I think I can kind of see. Yeah, I think I can see them. You just can't get to them because the rocks. When it's down low enough, you can actually cross across those rocks. I'm not going to try it now because obvious reasons. Would probably be a bad idea. I'm just going to go to the shore. Yeah. Now, right where it's like broken off, right there, that's where they actually chiseled up the rocks and sent them to the Smithsonian so that they could have them. And they're on display there. I think I've seen them years and years ago when I was a kid. Oh, this is really kind of scenic in its own right. Just touch the water. Hey, the water's nice and cool. It's like, I'd say the water's like 60 degrees. You can like swim in this. They do have a thing like this. Used to be a very popular swimming spot. I don't know if this was, but this river. Popular swimming spot among the locals. So yeah, that was the discovery that changed everything. Apparently there's a whole lot of tracks all over this area, and who knows what's still underground that hasn't been like dug up. I think even the two most famous skeletons that are in the Smithsonian came from this area of the Brontosaurus or whatnot. Yeah, you know, like Texas is like a hot spot for dinosaur museum pieces, and Montana, and oh gee, probably a whole lot of other places that I don't know. Kind of what you get. I mean, as you're going through some of the nature trails, as you can see here, hiking, they have signs of like what's living in the river. You know, mosquitoes, fish, crawfish. I mean, they come back every year, even though it dries up. Every single year. Coming from somewhere else, obviously. I mean, this whole place area is full of hiking, camping. Talking about there's a group right now that's camping out in here. Heard they were talking about them. And this area looks like it was used to be a prime viewing spot of the river, but apparently no one's been out trimming lately. So this, you can look at the trees and try and look beyond what's going on. But whew. Yeah, they got a whole bunch of stuff about the nature, what it was like here, like 65 million or 100 million years ago or whatever, and what it is right now, the natural creatures that live here, plus with the creatures that used to live here and the plant life that used to live here 100 million years ago. Nice little hiking trails. Yeah, and the bugs are out. Bugs are definitely out. Right here is what they call ocean grass. Now it's called ocean grass because when the breeze comes, it looks like waves kind of moving across the grass. So it got the nickname ocean grass. In it, there's what you would expect, mice. But also the big thing is a gray fox. The odds of me seeing one is low, very, very low. And quail. So if anyone was going quail hunting, this is where you go. You'd get your dogs, flush out the quail, shoot them dead. Okay. Yeah, let's keep moving. Let's see what else. There's a little bit more to the park, so keep on going. Texas. I mean, once you get like west of Dallas, Fort Worth, or even south, it really starts to open up, and you can kind of get like scenes like this. You know, you almost want to get out your fishing pole if you were a fisherman, which I'm not. And all you can hear is nothing. The highway's back in that direction. And a single moment of zen.
Find the guest book at Dinosaur Valley State Park. Dinosaur, their guest book of Lake Beach. Their signatures distinct, unmistakable.
Now, of course, here they found some fossils of footprints of dinosaurs, and it was an important find. And the visitor center kind of mapped it all out for you if you really want to see it. And you're here on a non-good day like I was, where the river's high enough that it's covering up it all. But it's also a nice little park where it has a lot of information. Obviously, they do a lot of things with like schools and classes here, because there's a lot of displays that give a lot of information inside the park and the visitor center. So it's a decent place to visit.
Once a bar was wedged in place, a couple of strokes with a sledgehammer cracked the stone along natural lines in the formation. With chisels and sledgehammers, the crew carefully broke out blocks of the trackway. Every block was jacketed first with wet paper, and then...
Well, that's pretty much it to this dinosaur. There's just a whole lot of camping going on. I mean, with the river over the tracks, you can't see the tracks, but not a whole lot of educational stuff here. But it is kind of fun to just kind of hike around. It's pretty humid because it's not that hot, but the sweat is just not coming off you, so you know it's humid. So if there's anything else, I'll definitely add it later.